Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Social Diarrhea Show. We get to basically review some of those trending hashtags on the interwebs. My name is Conchitah Lilian, and as always, I am not alone as I have my co-host for today, our very own soccer host Waihiga Muturi. Did I get that correct?
Waihiga Muturi.
Lazima tuweke Waihiga surely. This is Social Diary. Social Diary.
Yeah, that's as social as it gets also.
Tunakuita na nini? Inaitwaje na nickname.
Then Higgs then what?
Was that Konawa Higgs in the studio? Now, don't forget to keep the conversation going on all our social media platforms at Metropole TV KE, as we are currently live streaming, and send in your feedback using our SMS line number that is 20146. Now, with this lockdown still going on, the world has gone viral with challenges. We have TikToks, we have sijui nini. Waihiga yako ni gani?
Mimi tu challenge yangu ni ya kukaa nyumbani. That's my greatest challenge.
Staying at home is not easy, is it?
That is the real challenge. So for me, that's what also my wife is trying to put me in line for. So
amekwambia nyumbani, stay at home.
Well, it depends. Unajua unaweza ambiwa, but sai kuna ingine unajaribu kuplan but haiwaki kabisa.
Now this week we have the Don't Leave Me challenge, where netizens tend to add things to words to make it sound like like a real word or something like it makes sense. So let's take a look.
You are eating berries. He's eating berries. You are now eating strawberries. Don't leave. You. Look at my feet. Look at my feet. He can never be a winner because he's already seen defeat. Don't leave me. Don't leave. Hey. Why are you hacking my knee? Why am I hacking his knee?
Why?
Where are you from?
Hackney.
Think about it.
So definitely Don't Leave Me challenge has been like one of the most amazing things, because like what has been happening is more of like just people just tend to add things onto something, and then they're like, what, enjoy your unakula strawberries, straws inaongeza, so now you're eating strawberries, which is really, really fun. Now, one of the trending topic this week was Arsenal. Wewe ni wapi kwanza?
I'm not good at soccer anyway. It's not my favorite sport, so poleni, but nasikia Arsenal mnatuangusha bwana. Mnatuangusha.
Like when you hear of Arsenal, the first thing you think of ni mashida. I know. So now
it reminds me of COVID in 2020. How you are hoping for a good year, then unaingia hivi, the year looks at you and laughs.
It's like, you got jokes, you're funny, I'm COVID.
So
tricky.
Yeah.
Now, one of the players, that is David Luiz, took full responsibility for Arsenal's defeat to Manchester City on Wednesday after producing a one-man horror show at the Etihad Stadium. Minutes after the restart of Luiz was sent off after conceding a penalty for a clumsy challenge on I think that is Riyad Mahrez. It was a rushed performance from a player whose contract is said to be expiring in the next coming weeks. Seems like many Arsenal supporters will be happy if they never see the 33-year-old again, like playing for the club. I think unakumbuka time ya Torres. Hiyo goal ilikuwa ya
Sports ni tough na hivyo tu ndio venye kuko. So una deal tu nayo venye inakam. Sponsors are real bwana.
Wamekasirika kwa topo vudu mtu anasita anafanya tu.
Kuna COVID, kuna nini, then makasiriko lazima
So jamaa tu amepata tu makasiriko for no reason. Lakini it was a clumsy.
Yeah, it was a clumsy move.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a soccer fan, imagine. Soccer in British and then football in America, right?
Oh, sorry. It's football. So, but right now we're in British, so we're talking about soccer.
Yeah.
But now British in football. to colonize and British.
British.
Now, it's without a doubt this was one of the worst performances in the Premier League history. However, Luis took the blame though as he reflected on his contract situation and admitted he wants to stay in North London in an honest interview at full time. And he said this in the quote, "It's not the team's fault, it was my fault. Today, I think the team did well, especially with 10 men. The coach is amazing, the players did amazing, it's just my fault." And quote. Sasa venye tumesikia Waihiga hapo wakisema kuna venye I understand.
Nasikia narusha jabs huko. Okay. Nasikiza tu. I am listening. I'm patient.
So if it goes on social media, we have at Victory Alex who said, David Luiz was on the pitch for 25 minutes, gave away 2 goals and got himself sent off. That's what you call making an impact off the bench. Hashtag MCI or something. Then we have a talk underscore do who says, breaking news, Arsenal hires legendary detective to figure out if David Luiz is an Arsenal defender or a Chelsea spy. And then we have a Jordan Mars Auto who says, Peter, that is Drury, today. I like watching David Luiz play. He's anywhere beaten, ridiculously and sublime. David Luiz is more of a pandemic to Arsenal than coronavirus. Hashtag MCIARS.
Hashtag shots fired. Shots fired.
Please don't leave me. And then we have Wamiri who says, someone said Arsenal's jersey is tighter than their defense. Hashtag MCIARS. And then we have Aubrey 256 who says, when Lucky Dube was singing Born to Suffer, he meant Arsenal fans. Hashtag MCAR.
Kumbe wana throw. Saizi watu wacheki like throw those shots.
Shots fired.
Kabisa. Like say wase feel any.
Sorry guys, sorry Arsenal guys. I know this was I mean, like after, like so many times experiencing defeat, like it's becoming a new normal. Sorry. No, moving on swiftly. No pun intended. Yes, pun intended. Now, recently, the Kenyan government published the Finance Bill 2020 that proposes a draft of changes including introducing of VAT on clean cook stoves and LGP, which are currently VAT exempt. What are your thoughts on this, Waihiga?
First, it sucks that the government, as much as it's trying to look for money in different places, would actually tax this. I mean, think about watu mashinani who might not, per se use all this, but because of the price would have actually used this. So when they tax it, how exactly do they expect the low-income wananchi, zero to low-income wananchi to use? Which fuel would they be using? So watumie firewood, right? But tume ban kukata miti, sindio? Makaa pia hawazitumia cause also it's poisonous and still tumekata miti. Okay, so ibaki cases za jikokoa and the likes and clean energy fuel. I mean, like, for a country that seeks to be very developed and claims to be very fast in many things, clean energy fuel is something we should have bought into from the first. It's hopefully common sense that the Environment Ministry would actually tell these guys, hey guys, it wouldn't make sense for us to continue using poisonous fuel and the likes while we can do clean fuel. Everybody will be safe, it's cheaper, and everybody can finally at least be at a better level of their lives.
I feel like the government can tax, they're really looking for money in all sorts of ways.
Wangeza
kutax oxygen, tungekuwa tunatax hata oxygen.
I know. I hear you on that.
This does not make sense. Anyway,
but hiyo ndio shida ya kuwa na madeni. Unajua, pia gava iliingia branch na Tala, wakaitisha madeni, lazima tulipe. Na wachezi chini. You know the difference between them and thugs is that at least thugs wakikam ni surprise. Gava at least inakushow. Tunakam. So, eka do kwenye tutaziona. Eka hiyo TV kwenye tutaona.
At this rate, I think gava itabidi imekuwa kwa MCRB yetu.
Say that again.
The government needs to be put in our MCRB. Talk to us.
Say that again.
Now, in addition to the VAT earlier on that was introduced on biogas system, the introduction of VAT will have a significant negative implication, as you said, on the clean cooking sector, and will make clean cooking stoves out of reach of to like an ordinary mwananchi. This is because the VAT zero rating or exemption enables greater consumer adoption through enhanced affordability for the energy efficient and clean cooking technologies. However, the proposed tax measures will greatly discourage further investments in the sector. This is data, especially the potential investors, and hurt those who have already invested in the sector. That's something that I don't think they thought about. And then this change will also, like reverse immense gains already made by the government and the private sector to promote the adoption of these solutions and slow down the growth of the sector. Let's think about that. Urumieni watu kidogo.
Especially during this time. But anyway, tunataxiwa kidogo tutataxiwa maji. Sawa tu.
Na tuko na abadea zenye za supply clean water for 70 years plus.
Actually, that's why I think the developing countries look at us and think, wait, you guys have all these things and still you can't utilize them. Is that your problem or the government's, And then again we start blame games. Doesn't really help. Then also remember green economy and the jobs to be provided within that. How exactly do we deal with that? Because ukitaxizi vitu, it also affects the adoption into green and blue economy for especially the youth who are nearly 3/4 unemployed in Kenya alone. And if we think about Africa, that's like nearly 75% of youth in Africa are unemployed. So how exactly do you deal with that?
I don't know. Let's just wait and see what they have to say. But if we're to go on social media, we have at Gertrude's Chaps who said 14% VAT reintroduction will defeat the purpose of the introduction of the exemptions in the first place, which was to encourage the use of clean cooking, both at home and in industries. Also, it will push away the investors in the sector. Hashtag effects of cooking tax. And then we have at Larry Kipps who says, the focus of shifting household from dirty cooking to clean cooking will be largely affected if 14% VAT will be reintroduced. Basically, the prices will definitely rise by the same percentage. Hashtag the effects of cooking tax. And then we have at Kabarak, yes, Finest 01. Okay, Finest, who says, the government must discourage the use of firewood and charcoal by doing a very simple thing, making LPGs affordable. Hashtag effect of cooking tax. And then we have at Nick 254 who says, environmental conservation should be a priority. That is why it's important to reduce taxes on clean energy. Hashtag effect of cooking tax. And then we have at Teddy Eugene who says, cooking smoke is a silent killer. Chronic illness as well as acute health impacts are as a result of the smoke. Change is necessary. Stop hashtag effect of cooking tax by all means. And you know what? We do agree on that. The government needs to, do something for us about that. Waihiga uko sawa?
Kabisa.
So far, so good?
So far, so good. I'm just hurt. I think that's COVID already is a strain on us.
Yeah.
Then we have government tax. Alafu uliona venye budget ilienda? Yes.
Kwa budget mazee
kama budget. First kama una budget ya home, ushapangiwa. Uspanic, usifanya ya home. Ushapangiwa national budget. Yes. You compare and contrast and use that as a guide for your life.
Yeah. So win this together. Get it?
Technically speaking. Together might be relative in this case.
Now, a tweet by the Ministry of Health received harsh response after they asked Kenyans to donate blood since it needed to ensure individuals and communities have access to safe and quality assured blood and the blood products. This was on a day when we were marking the World Blood Donor Day, actually. Ebu kwanza niambie story ya donation. Oh no, not just story about. Like, you remember there was a time they said like we have not enough blood. That was I think if I'm not so sure, but from Red Cross. then there was a scandal, as always, that, oh, people are doing this, oh, what and all that. But then when you sit down with people who like theories, people who like, you know, watu wenye wanakuanga wanajua investigators, KOT investigators, unasikia, blood business is legit. Because you know what, ukienda places, kuna wazon, kuna what. People now use blood as, you're thinking, ay, mnatonga busy conspiracy theories. Waihiga, your thoughts on this?
Well, I must admit also, it might not be a conspiracy theory. Again, I'm not the professional in the matters here regarding health and blood, especially blood-related contingencies. But the World Bank actually gave us some money, a lot of money, to actually have our blood reserves sorted. Imagine, like we were given money. I know. The Ministry of Health was actually given money to make sure that our blood reserves worked out well.
Yeah.
Then when it finally lapsed the project period, then is the time that Ministry of Health is like, hey, by the way, damu hatuna.
Kuna vampires.
You know, and what hurts me is also because I'm a blood donor. I try to donate blood every 3 months. As small as I am, at least I still have some blood that I can give people. So they said, hey, bana imeisha na hakuna chenye tunaweza do, ni life tu, ni vitu kwa ground.
Mazati kuna mavampires
Kenya. I know. So you're like, but wait, you guys actually had money to do blood banks, to do blood drives, to do very many things related to having these contingencies, but still they failed on that, just like many other things that we are given money to do and then fail on the same. So, but this also is a good reflection of who we are as citizens, because as much as we might say, but Sinigava, I wonder if we were in the same position of these guys who are receiving this project money, would we have done any better? And if we can't drive conversations in regard to that, and in regard to how can we fix that, how can we keep these guys accountable and transparent, then what exactly do we expect from them?
Vampires. Now, angry netizens reminded the Ministry of Health of the Somalia scandal where blood from Kenya was sold there. Again, vampires. Just kidding. Now, and if we look on social media, we have at Kathy XRP02 who says, try the minister to donate this time. We are hungry, broke, jobless, sick. Now you want our blood? We even have no energy to donate the blood. It is unthinkable.
Hey, they're honest about it. We don't have the energy, bwana.
Tumechoka.
Tumechoka, lockdown imetuchosha, kuhustle yenyewe imetuchosha.
Tumechoka.
Then budget kakapigwa, knockout, round 50. Next.
So then we have a Robin_Alucho who says, people donate blood, hospitals sell it to patients. Hiyo ni haki.
Sio haki.
Sio haki. And then you have at GWOOC who says, I think that is GWOOC, who says, the rest of the world were working in respect to blood donors. Make sure our blood that we give freely are not sold to our beneficiaries or foreign nations, of which we agree with that. And then we have at Robin Day Leto one who says, Nyinyi, you want free stuff muuze?
Amekasirika bwana.
Kenya, yawa. You need to apologize to Kenyans and show us those who were involved in that trade with over 20 years in jail. Then come and request naibu. And then even if I donate, if I need a transfusion, I will have to buy. ? By the way, do we have a database whereby, like, listen, if you donated blood, if you need one, you just need to be free to get it? I think that would be really cool.
Database.
Atuna.
I wonder how I'll say this with all due respect. Do we have a database for the census population that was done last year? No.
37 million.
Do we? Okay. Tuache hiyo. Do we have a database for the election base that actually voted during 2017?
Just hold on, let me have this evil laughter. No idea, man. the government. So yeah, I feel like they should do something about it. If people are coming to donate blood, like have a system whereby at least when Kikiumana, like even the family members or whatever, I don't think people need to buy blood, and yet they're the same people who are donating.
But then also to have a database, maybe then to be fair, because maybe nimeingilia gava sana, maybe just then also to be fair, to have a database, we need people to share information.
Yes.
Okay. So
Tulifanya huduma.
If that happens,
we did huduma
tusiende kwanza hiyo story ya huduma number, please. It is a personal thing. But anyway, yeah. So we need to be at a position where we can share information. And already we know ministries don't share information, which is it's very redundant and very weird, because as a system of operations and governance too, I think this is also what people need to remember. The government's role is to provide service to its citizens.
Yeah.
So having a database is also good for them. But not having a database allows loopholes, which the longer they are, then the more people can eat.
So we have eaters up there. And we have at A_Giamini who says, I will donate tomorrow, inshallah, at KICC. Good, right?
Thank you.
Now, this one broke my heart, to be honest, and let's just talk about it. So there's been a sudden surge in reported teen pregnancies within Machakos County that is threatening to cut short the pursuit for education by vulnerable girls, with the latest statistics now showing that 4,000 school-going teenage girls had been impregnated since mid-March. Nimeshachoka akili. There's a left group. Like how now? March, April, May, June. More than 4,000 people. The thing is, like, what exactly is happening? I almost cursed. I wanted to be like, what the fudge is happening, man? Like, what is happening? Waihiga, what do you think about that statistics?
Oh, well, I mean, it's sad. It's sad, but maybe we were actually having the conversation with my wife. There might be also the unpopular opinion, of which I think is the right thing to say. For what's the word? For patriarchal society, if men want to rule, then it's okay, they rule, but they should also lead. Because I don't understand why people are like, hey, the girls should take care of themselves more. The girls should be the ones to protect because they have much more to lose. But my question also is, Kwani, where are the men? Kwani, these girls woke up and they were pregnant. They didn't sleep with themselves. I mean, while that was happening, they both agreed. Whatever the case, they both agreed. You know, it's like when we talk about rape and guys are like, you were raped because you should have dressed well. But common sense should be, well, that man should have protected you, because it's the duty of men to do that. So we want to insist on leading as men. We want to insist on being the patriarchal society that we already are, and which might not change for quite a while. But then it would also be proper if we also then took the responsibility to it to protect our women, to protect our children.
We have to.
And to protect the people around us. Because then if we are those men, then we should aim for better, you know. I mean, we should aim for better. But that's, again, my opinion. Might be unpopular, but it's what it is.
This just broke my heart, because I feel like for these people, anyway, let me not comment on it. Now, the data released during the commemoration of the Day of the African Child showed a parallel in the number of newly reported teenage pregnancies with coronavirus-related restriction, top amongst them the closure of schools to avert a catastrophic spread of the virus that has since spread to over 30 counties. Now, Salome Mudhama, who is Machakos County Children's Officer, noted most of these cases are as a result of defilement by close family members, and that sickens me to my stomach. Anyway, it's not about me. Let me not get too personal. Let me take a breather.
No. Let me get personal about that. Sexual gender-based violence is not right. And I repeat, it's the duty of then the men in the patriarchal society to actually then take care of the supposedly lesser gender.
So we are going to go directly to social media, where we have at Ezekiel Mutua, who says the news about 4,000 girls getting pregnant in Machakos County is shocking but not surprising. In 2017, a survey by KFCB on the effects of vernacular music on the youth captured this reality. Machakos County topped for vulgarity. Even the bands had sexualized stage names. And then we have a Jen_N Chalo, who says, I think some of these Kamba musicians with some weird names and who sing songs normalizing teen sex, rap, and objections of women and the vulgarity, sorry guys, like all of us,
it's okay.
is one thing. Look at these names. I can't say those names. etc. My thoughts. And then you have #_Mbadi_ who says the only thing we should be talking about is the content from our artists. Whenever Gengeton is offering is a total trash. Yes, lots of Kamba stations play vulgar music, but what is Gengeton? It's played nationwide. Kamba is not listened nationwide, but Gengeton #Kamba. And then we have at Nyawiro Wahito says it's not pornography as CS Magoha claims, and it is not vulgar Kamba music as Ezekiel Mutua claims. We cannot tiptoe around the robot cause of why we have high teenage pregnancies in Kenya and expect a ban on pornography to end this. Wake up and smell the coffee. And then we have it's Mario _ this is a very silly one, who says dating a Kamba lady should be added to 1,000 ways to lose weight, and don't argue with me. And that is like shame on you. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break. When we are back, more on the Social Diary.